G'day cobbers. So unfortunately I lost my intro footage to start off this video, so I'm just going to do a bit of voiceover with a photo here, showing you what we're starting on. So we've got a Onyx DVD player. What was wrong with that was the drive wouldn't eject. So I found that one of the bands that eject the drive was broken, so I replaced that with a normal elastic band, and it actually worked. But then turns out that the reader for the drive was something was wrong with it, but it just couldn't keep up with the speed of the video. It just kept pausing and skipping and all that sort of stuff, and yeah, the DVD was unscratched, completely fine. We tried a few different DVDs and still the same thing, so in turn I just decided to scrap it. And next up we've got this Dell monitor. Not too much to say about that. It's the panel is broken, and yeah, so we'll crack into that later on and see what we can get, as well as our Panasonic microwave. We had a bit of a thunderstorm and the power went out and ended up blowing this thing up. We tried to use it the next morning and it wouldn't turn on, so that's been sitting around for a little bit and I decided to finally scrap it. But anyway guys, enough of wasting time. We'll get straight into it and we'll see you at the bench. Okay, so we've got our DVD player here. I think to start I'll just cut all these cables. Very slight amount of copper in there, they're quite thin, these ones. But that can go into a copper bag. I suppose we'll keep those plugs. I'm not sure if they're of any use. Get rid of this cord. And process this plug straight away. And that can go in a copper cable. And we'll try to get these plugs. I'll try and loosen them up a bit by twisting them. It's probably a better idea to use these. And then try and roll it to get the whole lot out. Don't want to waste too much time, but that one ended up snapping, but that's alright. This one's a bit of a pain. I think I might just snap them where they are. Or it will come out. A little bit of copper there. I'll just snip off that bit and put it in scrap steel. Oh, this one's a bit stiff. Do. Scrap metal for that. Now we'll crack this case open.
Now, is this... Okay, so that's steel. I should have known that from the weight. Alright. Where to start? I'll try to get out some of these cables. We can just throw that into insulated. Power button. Just cut that where it is. Rubbish. There's a little bit of gold plating on that, so we'll keep that. It's very faint, but oh well. Just throw that in scrap metal. Get this drive out. Got 3 motors in that one, it's not too bad. So you can see there my lacquer band job, so that's just a standard lacquer band. Nice and dodgy, but it worked, it just didn't want to read the discs, so. Excuse me. so there is a screw under there. Might not be worth it to scrap this drive, but I'm going to anyway. Throw that in scrap metal, bin the rest. See if they're steel. They are. So really all we could probably get from this is just those motors. So we'll try and get them out. Oh, a bit harder than expected. Don't want to waste too much time on this. I'll get some bigger pliers. A little bit of copper cable. Throw that in motors. Alright, that's that done. Just looking at this transformer here, it looks like it's got a little bit of copper, but I think it could be those ones that have layer and layer of tape on them, which are just way too time consuming. But there is a nice copper band around it. This is ferrite, I'm pretty sure, yep. Brittle but metal. There's that copper strip. Throw that in with our copper. And as you can see, it's just got layer and layer of tape. So there is copper inside there, but realistically you're going to have to pull each layer of tape off, and it's just far too time consuming for what you get out of it. But and there you can see a little bit of copper, so really not worth the time. Is quite decent cable on it though, it seems, so I'll give it a quick try, but if it's too tedious I'll pack it away and toss it as is. And I can't find the end, so it's getting to that stage already. And here comes the rain, that's always good. Good for the ground, but awful for videoing. Yeah, I think we might just call it with that. Get these last little bits off and they can go to scrap metal. These ones are a lot easier, I hope. Bit of fur out there. Might just get a little screwdriver to stick in there and let it wind out. There we go, that's a lot better. Nice wad of copper off that one. Still a little bit more on there. Just have to find the end. There we are. Whoops. Nice and easy, they can go in rubbish. And the other half of it. There is a crystal here. I'll grab him. Nice little bit of silver. I think that's really all about it that we'd want from that. I'm not sure what's under this board. Doesn't feel like much. And the rest of the boards are quite generic and low quality, it seems. I'll just quickly whack this board off and see what's underneath. A little bit off. Alright, so nothing underneath it. Really nothing else of value for me anyway. or that I'm aware of. That chip looks quite beefy, but God knows what it is. Scrap metal for that. Don't think there's anything under this one. It's a very basic one. Nothing on that one. Alright. So I'll leave this as a cavity for some more scrap steel that we may get. And now we'll move on to the monitor. It is quite heavy, this one. It's got a bit of weight, so it's not too bad. It's a good sign. Just where to start on taking it off, I wouldn't have a clue, but we got screws here, so we'll see where. It does separate from there as well, but where else? We'll have to have a look. May have to pop this case off, or front face. And that can just go to plastic. This pop outable. It will. Okay. Very good. And a fair bit more plastic, unfortunately, but nothing we can do with that. Alright, so we'll just start undoing screws. I wonder if this is aluminum or steel. Okay, that's steel. Throw that in there. We've got a heap of little copper things here. I might take one of those off and we'll see how we go about recovering that. If it's too difficult, I'll leave the rest of them. And there we go. More scrap steel. Yep, that's all steel. And that, I'll just throw that into rubbish. There's a little bit of steel on there, not worth it. Nice big capacitor on there, so I'll watch out for him. Not too concerned of the capacitors, as it's this thing hasn't been powered up in well over a year. But I always like to be mindful of them just in case. A little bit of steel. Just getting that that rubbish off so I don't have to do it later on. That looks like a bit of brass there. Yep, not magnet, so I presume that's brass. Could be wrong. Wow, a heap of, a lot of mess on these wires, but yeah, a bit of steel in there. Not sure what the go is with that. Bloody cockatoos, so you know how to scream. No pun intended. Alright, we got rid of that mess. Just twist them back up again, try to keep them together. This one here's got some nice gold plated pins on it. This plug, excuse me. Some of them come out quite easy. The others not so much. Throw that over with them. Alright. Another transformer here. Hoping that one isn't one of the layers of tapes ones, but we'll see. Big boys for that. Jeez, they're bad today. Ugh. Might just give that one a cracked it open. Yeah, throwing scrap metal. Mainly ferrite. See you later. We get some sand. safeties for this. Try some new device. Beautiful. Ooh. Yeah, I think it is a layered one, unfortunately. But we'll see how we go with it. Sometimes they can be easy, sometimes they're an absolute pain. I will try cut it open. Yeah, I think I might give up on that. Sad to say, but it's a waste of time. We've got another little spool there. Try to detach him. There we go. Oops. Okay. Fairly thick, this one. Not bad. It's finding the end sometimes can be a bit annoying, but once you get it, easy as pie. Rubbish, or you could bounce out. Yeah, that's a big boy there. Got a few of these little coils and another transformer there. Unfortunately, that's another one with layers. It's got a copper strip around it, so I might grab it just for that. You bastard. Gloves would be handy in this situation, but she'll be right. Very messy because of that tape. I'm not sure if it's going to be worth it, but I'll try salvage it. Just a little bit there, and a nice big strip running around it. Very messy though, that one. The tape really does stick to it. I know it'd burn off if we end up melting this down, but that, for how thick it is, it just doesn't seem worth it, honestly. So we'll throw that into scrap metal. Alright, try and get that sucker off. Get this insulation off from around it, hopefully without too much drama. Maybe a little bit. Try to cut some of that crap off it. Minimise the amount of impurities in it. But that'll do. And we can just tangled up in the cord there. That'll break. Bit of ferrite. Nice little bit, decently thick. Got a few more here, but sort of contemplating whether they're worth it or not. At least this one doesn't have the black crud around it, so this one might be alright. Just get the insulation off. Nice and easy, bit of insulation on the ends there. Pull that off, beautiful. And we'll try these other ones. Trying to find an easier solution to get this insulation off. Unfortunately, we've just got to pick it away. There we are. Break the ferrite again. Although this one has a bit of filling on the inside, we'll see how we go with it. If it's too much, yeah, it'll be alright. Alright, that actually just blew out the black stuff, so excellent. Just little tiny bits of insulation there, they just pull off really easy. I'd just rather do them now so I don't forget about it later on. It's a little bit of brass there, but I'm not going to worry about that. I think those ones I might just leave. They don't have much copper on them. They're quite barren, those ones. So I'll just leave them. But I do want to try these ones. We'll see how we go with them. I did see these couple of silvers. I'll grab them. Just break the legs off and get the plastic insulation off. Another one over here. Not bad. Alright, we'll try with one of these, see how we go. Looks like it's just encased in ferrite. Yep. Now we'll just scrap metal that. It's got a bit of, excuse me, a bit of tape around it, but we'll see if we can get rid of that. There we go, that's not too bad. And I think instead of trying to bust out the centre, I don't know, the little screwdriver should fit in there, and then we can just rotate it around very easily. But I'm just not too sure how well that centre's going to come apart. Try to push it out with the vise. Oh, very awkward. I might just be able to pull the rest out of it. Yeah. Might just be easier to just pull it straight off, I think, without worrying about that. We've got one spool of a thicker grade and what's that, 5 spools of thinner grade. If we were to break those outer casings off, we can just pull it straight off, but because that ferrite's in the center, it's not going to make our job easier. see how we go on the next one. Try to do it a bit cleaner. But with this one, just with that ferrite being stuck in right in the centre, makes it very difficult. I'll try one more time to punch it out. There we are. We might be able to crush this now. There we go. See about breaking the plastic away. And then we should be left with nice bits of copper that should come off. It's very, very fine, this stuff. So the deeper we go in, the more I'm thinking that it's not worth it. The thicker one was quite easy to get off, but this thin stuff is very tedious. Yeah, I might give up on this one and we'll try fresh on a new one. Just get this bit off and call it game over there. Not a bad amount, but for the time we spent on it, definitely not worth it. Excuse me. Alright. Might just have a peek under these boards and we'll see what we can find. Screw lining on the back? No. Alright, nothing hiding behind there. Really not too much in these chips. There's a nice bit of gold coating here. I'll try to grab that. Another silver there also, I just noticed. There we are. Whew. Hopefully we can just pluck these. Yep, quite simply. And come on, focus please. Focus please. There we are. Yeah. No. Little gold pin there anyway. Or gold coated pin, I should say. There we are. Alright. I'll get this cover off and see what's on that. Grab this silver while I remember. There we are. Nothing under those boards, it seems like. Got a bit of extruded aluminium there, but very small, I'm not going to worry about it. Okay, that's a bit too big, that one. Get our little one. And that's a bit too small. How about this one? And that's a bit too big. Alright.